put into the box all game was quite remarkable. And again, that's what's won them the game. They're work in progress. They'll get better. It's like many teams that we've seen already. It's just about getting the win. He will not be bothered, Roberto, that they've been pushed all the way. He's had to change things. They were really up against a stubborn opponent, but they're on top and they've got the 3 points, and that's all that he will be bothered about.
Yeah, that's right. It's a confidence booster when something like that happens, isn't it, Cesc?
Yeah, definitely, because it happened the worst thing, you know, when you play against this type of games, this type of teams, and you don't score, and then all of a sudden they're scoring one chance that they got. This is the worst, you know, scenario that you can feel inside as a player, where you have to, you know, now perform the other way around. But they managed, they stuck to the plan, they changed their positional game a little bit. They put Cancelo out wide, they took a defender off and put a little bit of more of a gambler up front as they had to, and in this case it worked out very well. It's a good sign. They weren't brilliant, they didn't have the best of games, but it's a good sign for them to keep growing to the tournament.
What do you make of Portugal, Frank?
Well, I think the talent, which we spoke about before, and we saw glimpses of it there, that can win you games. That's always going to be a big factor. I think they're still searching a little bit. I think it's a good game for Roberto to look at it there. I think they've got their 3 points. They'll be happy with that. I think with the system, we spoke a lot. I think we'll look again at the amount of numbers in the box, making sure that if they're going to make that many crosses in a game, you'd certainly want to review that and go, OK, are we getting enough people in the box? Because you see the goals there and the offside goal there. That's because Jota, all of a sudden, who is a box man and a sniffer, he's there now. He's getting the next one. He's putting pressure on defenders. You get an own goal. So I think there may be a good game for them to review stuff. I think Roberto's a fantastic coach, and maybe we'll see them looking slightly different as it goes on.
And his changes worked, and that's always lovely for a coach, isn't it?
Sure.
Sure. Absolutely. Czech Republic had one shot on target. It was quite a good one.
It's a very special one. I mean, already we've seen some wonderful goals in this tournament, and he just strikes it perfectly, doesn't he? He knows exactly where he's putting it. And the balance, the technique and everything gets over that ball there, and he knows he's going into that far post, and it's I have to say it's rolled into him superbly well. The right pace on the ball, so he can just go, there you go and have a pop at goal. Wow, what a strike.
It's an amazing finish, obviously, at this level as well, because of what it means. But it is like that is like a training session one. It's like the perfect little set. Yeah. And as if you're a player who likes to come in and you get that kind of whip away from the keeper, you have to get the connection perfectly what he did. But the set was perfect. It's a nice finish.
Yeah, you mentioned Jota came on, and he's lively. He's a box player. We've seen him score those kind of goals, haven't we, for Liverpool over the last few seasons. And it made a difference. But first of all, they had to get back into the game, of course, and Stanek's handling occasionally. I mean, it was difficult conditions, weren't they, out there? It was very wet, raining, but it was a little bit like a bar of soap at times, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, he's made this error to begin with, hasn't he? Sort of first half, and put his team under pressure there. Made a couple of errors, and I'm not sure he looked that comfortable with that, which may be understandable because the conditions were horrific, and if you're a Portuguese player, then that's what you're going to try and aim at. And he's got to catch that. I mean, and also he's pushing it straight back into the danger area. The defender really can't do anything at all about it.
I think here the difference, as we talk about, is the pressure that they put on the Czech defenders now because of the numbers. I think if you at this point, Mendes, who gets the header, and Cancelo, who's now right wing back, are both inside the box, as well as Ronaldo, as well as Jota here, as you see. And those things are not always perfect goals. Sometimes it's like getting those numbers in there to put them under pressure, and you get, OK, a goalkeeping mistake. But if there's Ronaldo, as he was in the first half, slightly on his own, maybe that mistake doesn't happen. So they definitely upped it towards the end of the game when they knew they had to get back in the game.
Yeah, and then, of course, they had that disallowed goal from Jota that I was sort of trying to lead into before, but I'd forgotten about the own goal. I'm getting old, you know. Things slip from your mind.
No, you're getting old. What do you mean?
Yeah, spring chicken there.
It's a similar theme again. I think some decent build-up play, which allows you the time to get people. But yes, I think Ronaldo, we know he can do it. We all expect that to hit the back of the net, but Jota has done that at Liverpool, Wolves beforehand. He really is a sniffer. He gets a lot of goals with his head as well. Obviously, this is bounces back off the post to him, and we're talking, very tight decision. But the beauty of it was how quickly it was made.
Yeah, it works well, doesn't it? It's a lot better.
It's a lot better, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because it takes away I mean, I'm sure there'll be tighter ones, and you'll go, "Oh, we're not sure," and how can you say it? But it's kind of a little bit, slightly more convincing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's quicker,
definitely.
It's definitely quicker.
I feel like we trust it more, I think, don't we?
Yeah, which is the most important thing. Conceicao, what a moment for him.
Well, you're sent on to change the game, to go and do something. You've got to go and make an impact as a substitute, whether you've got to save the game or whether you've got to win the game. And there's one sub that came on, and you're thinking, come on, then what do you got? But again, the key to the game and the key for Portugal is crosses and balls into the box. That's what's won them the game tonight. I mean, it was constant every single time, wasn't it?
Absolutely, and this is great because now you're going back to having two sort of standard wingers on the pitch now. Neto gets away and does what we've seen him do in the Premier League. It's obviously a defensive mistake, but that's a winger, Conceicao, ending up on the opposite near post.
Only 2 caps.
And there you go. Yeah, so I'm sure his dad's going to be very proud of him.
As well as they've defended for a lot of the game, the Czech Republic. I mean, they'll look back at the 2 errors, one from the goalkeeper and, of course, the defender there. I mean, if someone sticks it in the top bin from 25 yards, you say, OK. But because of those 2 mistakes, they'll be...
Yeah, it's quite interesting because I don't know whether you knew that Hasek, the Czech Republic coach, is a qualified lawyer. And for a while there, we could certainly make a case for the defence, couldn't we?
You've been working on that one the last 10 minutes, haven't you?
What about Ronaldo's evening? I mean, he's always a threat, isn't he? There was chances, there always is. He gets in the box. He's dangerous in the air.
At the end of the day, whatever you do, if he plays well, if the team doesn't play well, he always finds a chance, to create something for himself throughout the team. He's in this moment, and I think he feels so much confident, even with his body, like Frank mentioned before. He takes care of himself to another level, his mentality, and just. He needs only one little turn, one little moment of space, confidence to turn around and get something into the box, create a chance. The second goal, always coming from him as well. And his overall play, I think, has been much, much better than what we've seen the last couple of years. And
very clever there, the way just on the shoulder and then just
he attacks the space, always in front of the defender. He's unique.
Sometimes, they were in really good positions, and I felt as if they were all, where's Ronaldo? We sort of have to find him in and around. When they're in the 18-yard box, it's as if they've got to find him. They've got to find a pass to look for him. Whereas sometimes there were better options on.
Yeah, OK. Let's remind you of what happened in the early game in this group when Georgia met Turkey. Sounds like a date.